Good afternoon. This is David Bullock, and this is the David Bullock Show. And today we have Michael O'Neill. He is the world's most experienced LinkedIn trainer. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on the show, bud.
Very good. Now, in the book here, Barack Obama's Social Media Lessons for Business, one of the anecdotal stories we have is that Barack Obama was one of the first people to use LinkedIn questions to ask, if someone was going to be president, what would you have them do for business? And from last time we checked, he had over 1,000 answers to that question. So we know LinkedIn is viable. But now, the question now becomes, how can a business owner, wrap their mind around this thing called LinkedIn? Because there's a lot of people out there now. But the question is, for those that aren't, what should they be thinking about? Why?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. The main reason has to do with who's out there. I mean, if you're going to go play, you want to go play where the players are, right? And the players in the LinkedIn world are decision makers, they're IT professionals, they're folks that are in the prime of their career, prime earning power, and you can play with them out on LinkedIn. And when I say play, business is play for some people, isn't it?
Right.
I mean, I play business all the time, and I followed that campaign. I asked a question on LinkedIn, answered. I asked a question of Barack Obama, and there were so many questions coming up, how could he answer them all? I think he's got a team. What do you think?
He has to have a team. I mean, there's nowhere in the world that he would have been able to pull off what he pulled off without a team.
Yeah. So it became nice and systematic for me to invite him, and he accepted my invitation. I'm connected on LinkedIn with Barack Obama.
Really?
Yeah. Now, Hillary did not accept my invitation, but, that's another story. So, does that mean something? Who won the election? Let me think. Huh? John McCain, I am connected to John McCain as well. He accepted.
Well, let's look at that. So there is an etiquette. We're seeing something play out here with LinkedIn. You have to actually be accessible to people. Otherwise, does LinkedIn work if you're not accessible? Meaning, are you just willy-nilly taking invitations from people? How does that work?
Willy-nilly taking invitations from people, that's your target market. Do we only want to connect to people that we already know? Mm-hmm. I'm already selling to them. I'm already getting their business. I want new people. We want new wine, mm-hmm. as the movie The Jerk says. We want new wine. Right? What we need are a bunch of prospects of people like the phone book. Okay. So you're on LinkedIn, you're in the phone book, you're in the yellow pages, right? You got a little tiny thing out there. You build your profile out nice and big. Now you got a full page ad in the yellow pages. That's better, right?
That is okay.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
But who's got the yellow pages? Do I want to just give them to my friends? No, I want people I don't know to have the yellow pages, so when they need what I have, I'm there, and I'm there in a big way with a full page ad. And that's why the profile is so important, and your network size is so important, because it's the image times how many impressions that really brings the business in the door.
So the distinction is you can't do LinkedIn little. I mean, you can't do it halfway. If your profile is 15 or 50% done, it's not doing you any work in the marketplace. Is that a fair statement?
It can actually fight you and work against you. If your profile is not complete and your competitors is, look out. Look out. People do due diligence. They Google you now. Google Mike O'Neill, O''Neil, and what comes up first? My LinkedIn profile of 30 million things out there. Mike O'Neill's LinkedIn profile comes up first because it's built out, it's complete, the profile is, and the network's big. So you got it. X-axis and Y-axis, or Y-axis and X-axis. However you want to do it, it's three-dimensional when you've got all that going on, and it does not take a long time to do that. There are shortcuts to getting profiles done. There are shortcuts to getting networks built, ways to do things that are twice as effective, 10 times as effective as just kind of going alone, kind of in the dark, kind of figuring it out for yourself. That's where we invented a training program all about that. That's what we do.
So LinkedIn for business is not only viable now in this marketplace, it sounds like it's a necessity.
Yeah, it's like not having a business card or not having a website. I mean, there were days when that was, no big deal, right? Now it's a pretty big deal. Can't you agree that if you can't find someone on the web somehow, are they viable business partners? Are they the kind of folks that you want to do business with, that make you proud? You want to introduce them to other people? You want them to introduce you? It's just not the way it used to be. Used to be good enough to be there. Now you got to be there and be good.
So business is changing. We know it. The web has changed everything, and we know it. Now, social media, the LinkedIn social media, based on what we're talking about now, I have a different appreciation for LinkedIn. I didn't know what it was. until I met you, and you really explained the distinctions of why, and especially with the economy and the way it is, people are looking for jobs, people are looking for connections, they're looking for networks. And LinkedIn as a business network, it's the most viable on the planet for business. Now, if you're trying to do something else, you're trying to exchange music, you're just trying to talk about what you had for breakfast yesterday morning, there are other networks that cater to that type of thing. But if you're trying to do business, LinkedIn is something that you really have to consider, especially after talking to Michael Neal, because he knows it better than anyone else.
Well, thank you for that. If you're like a 41-year-old decision maker with a six-figure income, sounds like your kind of person, most people say, that's my kind of person, that's where they're hanging out.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
That has been the overview on LinkedIn with Michael Neal. Michael Neal, again, is the premier expert on the planet, the biggest trainer. He is the most experienced trainer on LinkedIn around. Glad to have him here on the David Bullock Show. Michael, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We will have more guests like this as we move forward, because we're going to go platform after platform, distinction after distinction, so that you know why this stuff is required for your business to take your business to the next level. We'll see you next time.